What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another Let's Play of Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain. Now, in the last episode we learned that Raziel was Seraphan, and we actually got to go back to not Raptor's Retreat, which was an area in the original Blood Omen game, which is super cool. Super cool that they did that. Now what we're going to do is we're basically heading back to the region where Raziel learned that he was Seraphan, and the area where we learned that the shot, I don't know what you call that, but that ability. So here we go. Now, the biggest thing about this region is really taking your time, just so you don't have to fall all the way down and do the area over again. But a lot of it's just making sure you're lined up properly. That was a thing about the games in this era. Whether it be Soul Reaver or Ocarina of Time, really had to make sure the character was lined up properly for particular movements. Not what I wanted to do, but that's okay. I was able to. That's cool. I wonder who that is, though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, this is probably the best spell at this moment. What you're going to do is you hit this one, you're going to turn them to stone. As long as you have the Soul Reaver, you can hit them and done. Climb up here. Here we go. So this next part can get a little tricky. What we're gonna do here, get rid of this wraith. Alright, so there's gonna be two enemies ready to get me when I go to the material realm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit select. There we are, good. So now they can't get me. Hit this spell. Boom. Turn to stone. And get no problem. If you do miss or you do have difficulty, there are weapons like right here you can get, and that way it'll make it a little easier, but I didn't require them. So now I'm going to push this back because I need to get up there. I'm going to grab this though just to replenish some of my spells. That shooting spell really helps. Ship here. Now we have access to this region.
Devastated even by the feeble rays of Nosgoth's sun, overcame their vulnerability to water and retreated from the surface. Now they haunt these ruins and glide in the darkness of its stagnant depths.
Again, the camera angles are just tricky. Try to take your time. Be a little more careful than I am. So I will have to come back because there is something associated with that right there. I will be back for that. But I don't have the means to do that right now. Alright, so this is gonna just take a little bit concentration. You can use Raziel's shadows, but it is a little daunting. Good. So far, so good. Shoot, that is not good. So if that happens, you know, you have to deal with it and go all the way back. That, so you get, at least you get a kind of sense and a feel for that. Of what happens if you mess up. You don't want to mess up though. Yeah, we'll try not to mess up again throughout the whole level, because there's a lot of areas and regions like this where you have to be really careful about how you move. And I should be a little more careful, but oh well, right? Every playthrough could be perfect. So here what we have to do is we have to look for a wall. Do is just let's see. Right there, you can see that there's that teleport thing there, and we need to go up this wall. And so this part can be a little bit tricky because, again, it's one of those jumping regions where we're gonna hug the wall though. We're gonna hug the wall. Man, you serious? We don't want to fall here, because that would reset us to the whole level. And what we have to do now is you can kind of look around. It's kind of cool to look around, honestly. That's where I started. Wait. Well, actually, no, it isn't. But anyway, where I need to go, right here. And honestly, I'm gonna need to go in the water anyway, so I need to do that. So this next part can be a very frustrating part, so you really have to take your time. Alright. So let's see. I'm gonna go up here. There we are. You just take your time. No need to rush. Otherwise you're gonna get frustrated. Here we are. Good. Like that. So that's why you gotta be careful and easy. Go around. Here we are. And around. Here we are. There we go. So the key to this whole thing, don't fall.
Rahab, you have adapted well to your environment, for one so maladjusted.
Do not mock me, Raziel. You of all of us should respect the power bestowed by a limitation overcome. Cain said you would come.
You speak with the murderer?
You would do well to mind your blasphemous tongue.
What more did he tell you?
That you would destroy me.
I will indeed. But tell me, before I tear your soul from its moorings, do you know what we were before Cain spawned us?
Human.
Seraphan, Rahab, the antithesis of all we ever believed.
Does it matter? We were lost. He saved us.
Saved us? From what?
From ourselves.
And that's okay because look, I actually know pretty well what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn here.
Infused with Rahab's soul, you have overcome your former vulnerability to water's touch. Immersion in water will no longer dissolve your physical body, enabling you to swim to areas heretofore beyond your reach.
That's actually pretty cool, honestly.
Beyond the maelstrom of the abyss, a subterranean tunnel leads northward to the clan territory of your brother Dumas. Endowed with Rahab's soul, you may swim to gain entry where your progress was previously impeded.
That's where I entered right there. Alright, what I'm gonna do is go right over here. And actually to return to a place I was before. So this is where I was when I had to actually climb up the wall. I guess I should show you like that's where I was, right up here. But what I gotta do is I'm gonna go over here. Let's see. And this is really cool. Right here.
This elemental force is tuned to the Soul Reaver's energy. Once baptized in his primordial flame, the blade may be imbued with fire at any future time.
And this is really cool. And this will be a theme in Soul Reaver 2 in terms of different Reavers that you can get. But really cool. But as soon as obviously you go into the water, it's wet, it goes away. Let's see. Trying to think, there should be. Yep, here we are. There we are. This is a really good spell. This is very helpful and definitely one that you'll use throughout the rest of the game, honestly. Alright, so I'm going to call that good for this episode, and until the next one, we will see ya.